Welcome back to Funeral DNA, where we shine a light on all the unique parts that make up the funeral industry. I'm Mike Davis.
And I'm Ashley Salomon.
We're from Global Genetic Health, and today our topic is going to be the growing international trend of ancestry. So while many have completed ancestry testing, some out there are still unclear about what ancestry testing is, what it means, and what it can tell us. So Ashley, what type of information can people find out through ancestry testing?
Ancestry testing provides a whole host of information, all the way from your most recent ancestry, so about 1500 years, using your autosomal DNA, all the way back to about 15,000 years ago, which can actually trace to the mitochondrial Eve, or humans' origin out of Africa.
Okay, so if somebody wants ancestry servicing done, how do they go about doing this? Who offers these services?
So there's 5 huge providers. Most of the names I'm sure you've already heard of. Those would be 23andMe, Ancestry.com, MyHeritage, Family Tree, and Living DNA.
Okay, so with those providers, seeing as this is the funeral DNA and we're doing this podcast in the funeral industry, how does Ancestry Service fit into that?
Absolutely. So a lot of the time, especially when someone loses a loved one, they want to know more about them. And they might not have necessarily gotten the time to ask their loved one about where they came from and some of the things that made them them. So ancestry testing is a great way to get a little bit more information and sort of respect and honor their memory and learn their origins. So by completing an ancestry test on a loved one, it provides all this information. However, it is pretty difficult because most of the big companies, actually 4 of the 5, are not able to provide testing on a post-mortem individual. The only company that is able to do that is Living DNA, because they're partnered with DNA Memorial.
Okay, so that's great that they're able to make this breakthrough and provide the services for people in needs at the funeral home industry. How does one go about taking the DNA sample from a deceased individual then?
So, with a deceased individual, I'm not sure how familiar that some of you guys are with the ancestry testing that is pretty commercial. Normally it's sort of spit in a cup and you send that in. Because that's not possible for deceased individuals, or definitely not easy, there is a buccal swab or a simple cheek swab used to collect those cells. And if you store it in a paper envelope, it's able to remain stable and be sent in through customs with very minimal issues, no matter where you're shipping in the world, allowing this to be done internationally.
Okay, and how does Living DNA deliver this information then to their clients or to the next of kin?
So Living DNA is able to upload all the results on an online platform. Again, if you're familiar at all with any other of these other major ancestry testing platforms, I'm sure you've seen a lot of the television commercials. But Living DNA in particular, you create an account, so you'll sign up your name, a special activation code that will be sent to you, and you create the account for your lost loved one, filling in their name, the country that you believe that they were born, and the date of birth, and if you know roughly the date of death. After that, all those results, when they're ready in about a 6 to 8 week testing period, will go onto that secure platform. It values privacy of your loved one's genetic information, and you are able to opt into family matching. And this online platform, it doesn't only give you a nice secure place and an informative location to view those results, but it also allows you to make connections with potential family members in a way that can't be tied back to your own personal information, like your own personal email address or even where in the world that you're communicating with them from.
Okay, and now I was looking at it, and I know recently Living DNA is now able to provide a hardcover storybook. I guess they're turning family story time into story time about actually family.
I think so. The only thing about that hardcover book, it's absolutely beautiful, but that will not constantly update as more information is added to the database, whereas the online database always will. So if you get a hardcover copy, it's a wonderful coffee table book, and you can use it to educate your family about their lost loved ones. But if you keep sending into the online portal, you can continue to see the most recent information available.
Okay, well, I guess that's it today on Ancestry. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening to us once again. Prepare yourselves for next week where we go into another topic in the funeral industry here on Funeral DNA.